Munich was kind of like the birthplace of the Nazis. That sounds interesting. I have to admit that today it's probably going to feel like a little history lessons. If you're not a big fan of history, World War II, Nazi stuff, just skip it. You're not going to like it. Now, Munich's an interesting city because I wasn't really expecting a whole lot when coming here, but I did a ton of research on the bus and there's actually a lot of cool stuff here.
I will tell you guys trying to film that for the first 3 minutes it is just bells. The characters don't move for the first 3 minutes.
What happened? Okay, well that was anticlimactic, but
people say that this is the whatever third most overrated tourist attraction in Europe.
I'll apologize in advance for the bad video. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so I put my life proof on, which means that this one's not gonna be as good today. What we're looking at here is one of the main squares where like a lot of the Nazi headquarters were. So like this building here behind me. They weren't actually there like during the Nazi times because those all got destroyed by us. Sorry, Germany. These are buildings that stood where headquarters used to be. Really good montage of like what I was doing for the day. I wasn't even recording. There's a little church there. I try to point it out when you can actually see it. Have another view later. So I'm heading out to meet some of my Canadian friends. We're gonna go see the clock thing.
You get the two, right? This one looks much newer.
So the Canadian girls got roped into a free tour. Guy's teaching us about the clock back here, as you can see, right there.
So we see the characters from the wedding, the minstrels, the squires, the bannermen, and then eventually... all together, the glockenspiel is 13 minutes. Big day of excess before Ash Wednesday, which is of course the start of the fasting time. When it's really cold, it becomes very dull. And it's like dum dum.
So, I told you today that this was going to be kind of history. I think that's good. That looks good. That looks good. A little bit more. There we go. I told you this would be kind of history focused. Make sure I got everything on. But I don't really know any names for anything. So that's why maps are my best friend. Because what's behind me, I can't tell you what the name is. It's called something that's important. But I can tell you what it is. Here, on the map here, I wrote Nazi parade, Hitler fight. Hitler fight. Right here behind me is where Hitler had his first try to take over the government by force. Kind of interesting, I think. There's a lot of things that are smarter than me, like Google. So if you really want to know what we're looking at, just Google it. Waiting for the subway right now. But one of my goals with this video series is to work on my storytelling. Is to work on my storytelling abilities. Because I think in life that if you can tell a good story, you can get really far. So maybe I'll get better at it. Outside a police station here in Germany. No big deal. The interesting thing is that this just isn't a normal police station. The building behind me here is actually Hitler's old apartment when he lived in Munich. Now, I don't have a fascination for Hitler, but I do feel a sense of heaviness when you just like realize like the traumatic experiences that went on here. Like, this is real. Like, it's not just a textbook history example where we learned about it and nothing actually happened. Like, this was real history. And to like see something like this where it's like this guy actually lived, like he walked around in that house and he made decisions about like how he was going to get rid of people and how he was going to create some supreme race. It's like that really starts to weigh on you when you think about it. It's like that happened here. That's crazy. One of my 7th grade history teachers, he would always tell us that learn history so we don't repeat the mistakes of the past. Like, we learn about stuff so that we don't have another situation like that happen. What's interesting about this is that there's a lot of Germans just like looking around and even staring at me as I take pictures of this. And so it's like, do they even know what this is? Because it's just an unmarked house. I wouldn't know what it was if I was just walking down the street. I wouldn't know. It doesn't say, oh, here's Hitler's house. Nothing. It's just a place with a police station in it now. This is kind of tough. What I'm standing in is the middle of the road of the concentration camp. Actually, the first concentration camp. You see here on my left is a recreated barrack. But then all the way down this road, they were all barracks. I'm in the concentration camp. They closed at 5. It's what time is it? It's 5:30. No one's kicked me out yet. This is a really weird experience. I mean, I'm the only one here in this park. I can't even call it a park. I'm the only one here in this camp. As you walk around, it's like you can almost hear the voices of like people who lived here. It's like this was their life from 1933 to 1945.